You're charged with no insurance, the same as the last two defendants, and improper registration plate. You haven't restored the insurance or the plate, so the prosecutor has a different plea offer in your matter. Ms. Davis, if I understand it here, the offer is to plead to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code and dismiss the other charges.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's an interesting plea offer. It is a generous one. They're going to dismiss the no plates, which is going to save you $120. And they're going to dismiss the no insurance, which is going to reduce your fine by several $100s. But the misdemeanor charge of allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code is the plea offer. The others were a civil infraction. This is a misdemeanor, a very minor one. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. It carries no points, and it doesn't go abstracted on your driver's license. Do you understand?
So it's just like a fine that I would have to pay?
Yes, I'm going to give you a fine, and I'll give you some time to pay it.
Okay.
Other than that, did anyone promise you anything?
No.
Or threaten you?
No.
And as you told me, you were driving to school to pick up your daughter or drop her off?
It was later in the afternoon. My neighbor's daughter was babysitting my youngest, and they had went on a walk when it was still sunlight out and walked up to her mom's work, and her mom didn't want them walking back on the highway at nighttime.
Well, you weren't driving to
really
school. This was
walking with my
10:43 at night.
Huh?
This was 10:43 at night.
Yep.
Doesn't have anything to do with school. I'm sorry. 131 of Dickinson Road. Where were you going?
I live in the trailer park in Constantine.
Yes.
I just got back with my grandparents from dropping off my two oldest in Three Rivers. And then he left, and I was taking a shower before I went over to my neighbor's to grab my youngest. And when I went over there, she wasn't there. They had apparently went on a walk, and they didn't want to come back on the highway alone. I didn't want them coming back on the highway alone that late.
How long's your youngest?
My youngest is 2 years old.
They're walking around at 10 o'clock at night with a 2-year-old?
No, I have a big wagon. It's like a stroller wagon. So they put that up. It's got a big canopy on it. And
Where did they walk to?
McDonald's right there in White Pigeon. That's where her mom works.
They walked from the trailer park to White Pigeon?
Yeah.
You need a new babysitter.
She goes on walks a lot. I have two big dogs. They have two big dogs, and she'll come over and just take my dogs on walks all the time. Sometimes my daughter will trail along with her if they're going like down the trails in the woods. But they like to hike, so she gets it from her mom.
Well, I'm not going to even go down that road. All right. Plus, you told me you were going to pick your daughter up at school. This is all pretty bogus. Your license
I wasn't saying I was picking her up from school. I was just saying that from what I understood on the restricted license, I was still able to pick my kids up. And I thought it said like kids up from daycare, from school, stuff like that.
No, you can't. You can't pick your kids up from daycare or school. Let me go through it again. So that's outside of your restrictions.
Okay.
May drive to and from your residence and place of employment, treatment, support group meetings, regularly scheduled treatment for medical conditions, probation, community service, and your school. Must carry proof of destination and hours. Shall not drive a vehicle requiring a commercial driver's license. This is a very generous offer, and you should be grateful to the prosecutor for it. It's a $100 fine, $125 of state costs for a total of $225. Now, paying the fine will give you less money to reinstate your car insurance, but can you pay that within 30 days?
I should be able to, or at least start with making payments to get
All
something
right.
set up with them. So I should be able to pay it all off by then.
All right. Who brought you here today?
I drove here.
That's outside your restrictions also, but I guess it's court. But that's not within your restrictions either. So drive home and stay home.
Okay.
Don't let your kids go walk around at 10:30 at night in the dark. That's all spooky on a school night. All right. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Me, Wesley Osborne Jr.
All right. This is Judge Middleton. Met before, but I need to identify you for the record. Mr. Halsey, also here with us is staff from the Community Corrections Office and Mr. Stickley, Keith Stickley, the Chief Public Defender. You got arrested last night. Let me tell you what the charges are. Let me go back to where they're in my queue. Elkins is in there now.
Waiting for a community better than a place like that. So,
All right, Mr. Halsey, you got charged with larceny in a building by stealing money out of a collection jar at the Dude Abides in the city of Sturgis. You're charged with 2 counts of resisting and obstructing a police officer, Officer Paulino Hernandez, and Officer Aaron. You're charged with also being a 4th habitual offender, which would make the 5-year, 4-year, 20-year, and the 4 years.
exactly. So why would I do anything like that? Exactly. So I'm not trying to override you. I'm just saying that's the pictures of what happened yesterday. This dude literally hurt this dude, an officer in uniform. What you're seeing going on in that video, because I already knows what's. I only came down here with my family so I can be back up there by January 25th or 27th.
Sir, I highly advise you let the judge talk.
Well, let me
talk over everybody.
Let me see what we got here. Mr. Halsey,
Thank you, sir.
do you have a place to live?
Yeah, so it's a tent. Tents are places to live, aren't they? I mean, they got what they sell tents for. Like, I mean,
Where is your tent?
I'm gonna buy a new one out of the store from Dollar General Hill, and I was gonna buy some food, and I was gonna move up to where I was going up to Kalamazoo for my defense department. I work for a new integrity system, you know.
You're gonna go to Kalamazoo for your what?
For people that I help people out that recover off of drugs.
Okay.
Well, we do. I don't hold waste though. Like, I don't want to waste what I got going on.
One time you were at 520 South Main, Three Rivers. Who lives there?
I have no idea about all of those. People's been asking me about this lookalike guy that looks like me, and you see how long my hair is. Like,
Judge, that's the probation center's address.
yeah,
Okay.
I know that stuff. I don't know.
So were you at Twin County Probation Center?
No, I was there once. I was at a gas station one time with a lady that was from a mental institute, and she went stealing a bunch of stuff. And I asked the gas station, this has been like 3 months ago, to respect her because she was just out of a mental institution. And they were like, it's fine, man. And I mean, I told them I'll pay them later. They're like, that's all right. So other than that, that was the only time I was at a gas station that looked like something was stolen. But
How did you end up in Sturgis last night?
I had God paid. I mean, I had paid a gentleman that was brave enough to bring me all the way there, that was able enough to protect me, sleep over me, and say you're fine, to get out of there, to get back up to where you need to go, you know, and just be there for friends and family and eat, you know, and be around your friends and family. And that was basically it. So
Mr. Halsey, are you receiving any mental health treatment?
No, that's something that I'm dropping off of me for my mental institutional thought from my passing of my daughter back in 2003. I went in the car file, and this is Betsy B. Thank you, sir.
Have you got mental health treatment recently?
I was just released like 4 days ago, going on 5 today, and they were like,
From where?
From Bronson Behavioral Health in Battle Creek, Michigan. What the matter, sir? I don't think.
Did you go there voluntarily, or were you under a court order?
I was there thinking, I was there voluntarily. I always go into anywhere voluntarily. Like if a place asks me to go in a place voluntarily, I go into a place voluntarily. Right now, my biggest district is working for schools, the smallest schools, children's like preschools, elementaries, pre and elementaries. I work for mid and elementaries, like teen elementaries, all sorts of stuff. That's just what I do in life. I work for people with elementary institutes. Like that's me, that's Wesley.
All right. Well, I am going to show a plea of not guilty.
Thank you. So I would love to get out and eat some food today. My face really hurts, and I don't
I'm
get
going to
medicine.
appoint an attorney for you.
God bless you. I have a George. His middle name is George.
Well, Tim George?
Yeah, Tim George.
All right. He was your lawyer in the past. You had a home invasion in 2019. You had a CCW in 2017. You had attempted fleeing and looting and assault with a great bodily harm in 2020. Those are the priors. You're suffering from some significant mental health issues right now. What I'm seeing is some serious mental health issues, schizophrenia. I don't point other than before. I'm going to appoint an attorney. I'm going to set a pre-exam conference for June 24th at 8:30 and a preliminary examination if needed for 7/1/25 at 1. I'm going to set the bond as a precaution at $10,000 cash or surety. I'm going to contact Community Mental Health, which is pivotal, and ask them to address your current circumstance. To talk to you. But my fear is if I let you out in your current state of mental health, you're going to get arrested right again. You're causing all kind of disturbance in Sturgis at this store, and you took the money out of the tip to the donation jar, and you were very disoriented with the police officers. I'm going to do some bond conditions just because. Do you have family somewhere near?
My dad's a Navy SEAL. He just came into the state because there was private investigators are looking over me for my protection safety all the way on my walks to where I go, because I walk to all of my places where I go and help the people when he lands.
Where's your family live?
I don't really just tell people, but since we're in this investigative office, like right now, I'm going to tell you they live mostly in Indiana, right on the line of the coast of Michigan, that way they can protect me through this. They are.
All right, Mr. No drugs, no alcohol, no assaulting behavior, and cooperate with Pivotal.
Thank you.
Or other mental health. I'd like to know more about your discharge from Bronson Behavioral Health. Can't believe they just put you out on the street.
Might have came back because I broke my spine. Sorry to interrupt you. So I had broke my spine. I fell down 13 flights of stairs from the top of a building. I was just happy to see that. Well, someone that protected me on something I really don't owe, but something I'm willing to owe. I'm only down like 4,800 and something. I could pay a little bit more for a friend of you, you know.
All right, we are really disoriented and at a stream of consciousness sort of discussion. I need to get some mental health help for you, Mr. Halsey, but in the meantime, I don't want you to just be out where you're subject to either hurting yourself or somebody else. You ended up being arrested on these felony criminal charges. You have some other felony charges. So your bond is 10,000 cash or surety. You're not to use any drugs or alcohol. You're not to engage in any assaultive behavior. You're not to possess any firearms or other weapons. You're to cooperate with community mental health or Pivotal or any other agency that's attempting to work with this. So I will see you on June 24th.
Okay, and you know.
Thank you. He needs some intervention. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's a probate court